when we abdicate responsibility, we are actually abdicating our power. When you say it's not your responsibility, you are saying you're powerless to bring any kind of change.
Listen, everything is my fault. Radical responsibility, because that's the only way you can truly call yourself a man.
So I found this clip by Iman Gadzhi. I love the statement that radical responsibility is the only way you can call yourself a man. One of the things that sometimes we don't realize is that when we abdicate responsibility, we are actually abdicating our power. When you say it's not your responsibility, you are saying you're powerless to bring any kind of change. When you take radical responsibility, you are taking hold of your power. When you are responsible, you actually have the power to begin to bring change. I've seen people throughout my life say, it's not my fault, it's not my responsibility, I didn't do it, it's someone else. And those are the most powerless people in the world. As long as you're blaming someone else, you're giving them your power. When you take responsibility, and the adage is true, it may not be your fault, but it is your responsibility. Instead of running from responsibility, let's run to it. Because when you take responsibility, you take hold of your power and you can actually bring the change you long for.
If they came to you because you have money, then why do you think they're there? And so, there's a reason that they have like the stories of like where the guy pretends like he doesn't have money to find a girl who actually likes him. Because it's great for Instagram to have the model next to you or whatever it is so that you can gain status from that. But like when you're alone at night and the person that's in bed with you, you like have no shared reality and everything that they believe about the world you hate. Is it worth it?
I was just reading a list of what women look for in men and what men look for in women. And the number 2 factor that women look for is financial security. The number 2 factor men look for is physical attraction. And so it seems to me that the number 2 reason men and women are attracted to each other is what they can take from the other, not what they can bring. But the number 1 characteristic that women look for in men is kindness. And the number 1 characteristic that men look for in women is kindness. And so maybe what's going on here is that our sub-narrative is, I want this person to make me feel more important, more valued. And so I need a man who has more money, or I need a woman who has more physical attractiveness. But our over-the-top narratives, I need someone who's kind. I need someone that I can trust. I need someone that sees me, that cares about what I'm going through. And I think it is such an incredible peeling away that Hormozi does in this moment, saying, do you really want to wake up to a person who doesn't care who you are, that doesn't love you? I think one of the greatest challenges is that if you meet someone once you've already succeeded, you almost never know whether they see you or see your success, want you or want what you've attained. Maybe the great advantage I have in my life is that I've been married almost 40 years, and my wife, Kim, met me when I was dirt poor, and for whatever reason, she didn't see that I had any potential to ever be anything else than trapped in some level of poverty. And yet she loved me anyway. When we were first married, we slept on the floor because we could not afford a bed. It is so much better to sleep next to someone who's willing to sleep on the floor with you. It motivated me to make sure that at least some point in her life, she would have a great bed. You want to provide and care for someone who you know loves you no matter what. That's there for you, whether you succeed or fail. And I remember when I flew home one time, having lost a company and having lost $6 to $10 million, and having to tell Kim, I lost everything. And without missing a beat, Kim looked at me and said, I thought I was your everything. Who says that? I didn't know how to respond to her. But what I do know is this. That's the kind of person you want in your life. Not the person that wants you because of what you have, but wants you because of who you are.
Your purpose in life isn't related to your job. Maybe your job is your job, and the job is the thing that supports you. And then the rest of your waking hours are devoted to your purpose, whatever that is.
Yeah, and a lot of us are trying to make it the same thing.
Yeah, and it's beautiful when it happens, but it doesn't always happen, and it's out of our control also.
Yeah.
We can decide. I would say, if you need to have a job to support yourself, that's great. That's a noble thing to do. and follow your dreams. But I'm not saying they're one thing.
Yes.
They don't have to be one thing. And don't let following your dreams undermine your ability to support yourself.
That's incredibly liberating when you hear it from Rick Rubin, who seems to have somehow profoundly blended his purpose and his job. And maybe that's a part of what's, I think, so challenging, is that most of the people that are aspirational, it seems as if they found a way to blend their purpose and their career, where they're getting to live out the life of their dreams 24/7. But the reality is that most of us have to go to work, and we have to, take a job that doesn't feel like it has any purpose in our life. And I look back on my life, and I've worked construction. I was a carpenter. I was a lumberjack. I was a librarian. I've dug ditches, worked construction. I've had so many jobs, and I didn't feel those jobs were my purpose. But I will say this, even though those jobs were definitely not my purpose, when I was flipping burgers at basically Carl's Jr. or flipping pizzas at Pizza Inn, they were definitely not my life purpose, but I did try to bring purpose to my work. And I think sometimes we keep trying to find a job that gives us purpose rather than to bring purpose to our job. You can bring meaning to everything you do by deciding that you're going to make the world a better place, by making every place you are a better place. And so even if your job right now is not your dream, you can actually get up in the morning and go, I'm going to bring meaning to my job. I'm a barista right now, working at Pete's or Go Get 'em or Starbucks. And this isn't my life dream, but I'm going to go to work and bring meaning and intention and purpose and joy in whatever I do. And I think somehow the people who bring meaning to their work actually find the work that brings them meaning. It's almost as if it comes out of a posture in life. And so I agree 100%. If your job isn't your dream, use your job to finance your dream. And make sure that you have enough energy to pursue and to create the life that you really long for. But I would also say, don't give up on the possibility that you can develop the skills to make your dream your life.
He gives a he cared. He wasn't too cool to care. You can't be too cool, because if you're too cool, you're going to freeze to death. Right. You're trying to be too cool and not be silly and always try to be hard. And it's like, bro, you look dumb. And it made me think, man, being cool, having the biggest songs don't matter all the time. It's what is your skill? What is your discernible? What is the skill that you bring? And that stuck with me because it's like, bro, you don't even realize the geeks, the ones that care, that give a that it's passion, where they do it for free, they're the ones that stick around. I think Jasper is like my closest friend, and man, he's a geek about like anime and like all that shit. And like, while it's not my thing, I love if we drive by and he's like, bro, that car is shaped just like the car from season 4 of this thing right here. Like, I love that. Please just keep sharing that information that I can't get from nowhere else. And I want to hear more of that in just rap music.
And what I think is really special about this piece from Tyler, the Creator, is that it says more about him than the people around him. He chooses the people around him because they're authentic and real and bring their own uniqueness to the table. But I think what's amazing to me is a lot of times people who are, they're a force of nature. They have status, fame, power, wealth. A lot of times all they want is surround themselves with people who are just mirrors to let themselves feel powerful, to feed their ego, to be all about them. What I love about Tyler is that he's actually saying, I want people that I see, not just people that I feel like I can see myself and my importance. And I just think it's an important question. Are you surrounding yourself with people who are real? And do you find joy in celebrating the uniqueness of people around you? Do you look at the geek and go, I don't need this person to be cool. I just need them to be real. Do you look at the person who's different than you and go, I don't need them to be like me. I just need them to be more like themselves. This is someone I would love to meet. This is someone I would love to have a conversation with, because I think that when you're in a room with him, you probably feel that you've been seen, that you've been heard, that you've met a real human being. And isn't that in the end, not only what we want, but who we should be? We should be a real human being who cares about real human beings. No pretension, no camouflage, no fake. Let's just be real. What a great reminder to all of us.